Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I am going to talk about my day 4 in my Japan trip last May. So for those who don't know, I have been to Japan this year since COVID, first time in Japan since COVID basically, and I've spent 3 weeks or 21 days in Japan. For those who have watched my day 1 to 3, you will know that I am currently, or I was in Hokkaido for about a week. And today, day 4, we are going to another day trip around Hokkaido, and we are going to Otaru, which is really close to Sapporo. Again, I am using the timeline on Google Maps to kind of refresh my mind on how we took and what we took to get there. So again, this morning we are still in Nakajima Koen or in Sapporo. Again, took the train to Sapporo station, which is again the biggest station there. And then we took a direct, I believe, train to Otaru station with the JR pass. So that took about 45 minutes. There are different lines, I think, if you do take the Otaru. Like, I think there are some express ones, limited express ones. It will anyways get you there. It might just take maybe from 40 minutes to an hour or so, plus or minus, depending on which one you took. For this one, we didn't book any seats for it, and that day, what is it? It was a Thursday. It was still quite crowded when we went there. Also, forgot to mention the next couple of days when we were in Japan were, I think, public holidays or Golden Week as they call it. So maybe that is why there was quite a bit of people. So it was quite crowded when we went there. Like, literally everyone was standing really tightly. Like, we had to hold each other because when the train would move, there was no actual place to hold things, which was the first time since we actually went to Japan so far. So yeah, that took about 40 minutes. And then let me just check my pictures again. Oh, beforehand, morning breakfast, very important. Before we got there, I think we went to Sapporo station to have breakfast. Again, our usual toast, Japanese toast with black tea. I had like a croque monsieur, so you know, cheese, ham, and toast with like a little salad on the side. And then I think we had like some bacon and egg toast, and then some buttered toast or something like that. Nothing too crazy, again, just your usual thing, just to get your tummy filled up. So yeah, we arrived at Otaru station at around 10:30, just standing all the way, and then yeah, just walk. Basically, I think we went to the wrong side. Like, we didn't know there was a street that was really busy there that you're supposed to go to first, but we went somehow to this other area where you could see the what do you call it, it's not a river, is it a canal? It's what I think you'd call it. But yeah, we went to see the canal first. But yeah, as you walk down the hill, you can see a lot of buildings that are a bit westernized, and I think Otaru was one of the first cities where a lot of foreigners did a lot of tradings and things back then. So a lot of buildings look a bit foreign, and I'll put pictures of it. Anyways, when we went down, we saw the canal, took loads of pictures with it. It was a bit on the cloudier side that day, so you can see the sky is not that clear, but it was still, as long as it wasn't raining, we were happy anyways. So yeah, you can actually even take like a little boat along the canal, but we didn't do that. We just went around, looked at the warehouses where they were kind of reformed and remade into you know, restaurants and things like that. So yeah, we went to the port, kind of saw, you know, those really old warehouse redesigned as like pubs and galleries. For example, this Otaru beer And then we went to this kind of, I think it's a museum of some sort, that was free of entry, but there's a lot of like souvenirs and things there as well. So we went in, bought lots of really random souvenirs, I think, just because while we were there. I was a bit worried. I was like, you know, I'm sure we can buy these things when we go back to Sapporo, but we just bought some anyways, some snacks and whatnot. And then we went to this, let me just check. I don't think I've got that there. I don't think I've got it saved here, but we went to this, basically, I think it's more of a family restaurant. It was a big restaurant. Downstairs you could see all the fresh seafood they sell, and then upstairs you've got a restaurant where I guess they grill all the things that you order basically. So we went there and I had like a sashimi don, where you can basically choose what kind of sashimi you wanted on top of rice as a set. I think I went and got tuna toro, scallops, which are famous I think in Hokkaido, or it was the season, and some sea urchin or uni. So I got that. Then my dad ended up getting this pork hot pot with wagyu and some fresh vegetables, and I think some oysters, some like giant oysters. I don't know why I don't have the pictures of everything. It's really weird. But yeah, it was pretty good food. It took a bit of time. It was quite busy, but still good. I had some beer, a lunch beer with it. Great. And then there was this kind of a, when we walked around afterwards around the canal, there's this kind of older lighthouse. I think it used to be a lighthouse, but it's probably not because it's covered by buildings all around it anyways, that you can get up to and kind of have a kind of quick view of the canal and things. So I'll put a picture of that. My dad didn't go up because it was too high for him anyways, and I thought there was some kind of cherry blossoms around as well, so I took a picture of that. And then we basically saw again a manhole with Otaru's special things on there. And what else did we get? We got some, oh yeah, at this restaurant they had all these recycled metal arts, and I just took a picture of it because they had Howl's Moving Castle, One Piece of stuff, Star Wars, and it looked really cool. So yeah, I'll show you a picture. I think they were extremely expensive, but still cool. Anyways, downstairs, when you go back downstairs next to where they sell all the seafood, you've got an actual area where they actually sold ice cream and melon, like freshly cut melon and ice cream. And there they had this shiroi koibito soft serve ice cream. So we're like, oh, we definitely need to try that because my dad is a big fan of the shiroi koibito, or the white lovers biscuits. So for those who don't know, it's very famous Hokkaido biscuits. So it's basically two long de chat, I think it's called, or two biscuits, and then it's sandwiching a white chocolate, like a thinly slice of white chocolate, and it's really good. Not too sweet, very creamy, but yeah. So we really wanted to try their ice cream. I ended up getting the double, like the dual one, so it's got chocolate as well as the vanilla or the white chocolate one. Really good, better than the Blue Pond ice cream that I tried previously on day 2, but not as good as the first one at the airport that I've mentioned on day 1. So yeah, the chocolate was good, like you could taste the strong chocolate taste of it, but yeah, it was a bit on the sweeter side of things, maybe because of the white chocolate. Anyways, yeah, I took a picture of this cute dog that was wearing all these knitted kind of quote and win the things. I think Otaru is also famous for their glass work, so they have a lot of places where they sell a lot of glass things. So you can see here they've got this place with all these fish there and made from blowing glass. And then the next thing we tried that is famous in Hokkaido is their, oh, I forgot what they call it. Santa's beard, I think it's called in English, but it's basically a melon cut in half with soft serve ice cream on top. So this was our second dessert, or our afternoon tea if you want to call it. I'll put a picture of that. You've got different options. You don't need just the full half of it. I think you could have a slice of melon as well, but we wanted the full melon. Very good. It tasted like basically your Macca's soft serve with melon, basically, if you wanted to recreate that. So yeah, and then we tried to walk back, and then that's when we saw the busy street, basically, and we were like, oh, that's where all the people went. Lots of like cafes, themed cafes. So we saw this Miffy kitchen and also a Snoopy village, where I went and bought my little magnet that you've probably seen in my Japanese haul a couple of months back. Coincidentally, I was wearing also a Peanuts sweater, so that was really cute. But yeah, all the Snoopy stores were really good. There was a lot of people, and I didn't go upstairs. I think there's like a cafe and a chocolates place as well upstairs, but we didn't go to that. But yeah, lots of stalls, lots of food places around there. We didn't really stay long there. I think by the time we left the area, it was probably around 3:30, 3 o'clock or so. So we walked back to Otaru Station. We wanted to initially reserve tickets for the train to go back to Sapporo, but we didn't have enough time. Or like, you could reserve it, but probably it would have to be for the next train, which was probably, I don't know, another 45 minutes or so. So we didn't bother waiting. Luckily, my parents managed to find 2 seats, and I just stood for the next 45 minutes. So yeah, I think that was another 35 minutes of train. Actually, I think this was like an express version of it. And so yeah, another short day in a day trip kind of thing. By the time we went back to the hotel, had a bit of a nap and a rest, and then for nighttime, my mom wasn't feeling too well, so it was just me and my dad going out for dinner, and we went to this izakaya place that we tried to get to beforehand, but there was no seats, so we went just the 2 of us. So yeah, pretty good. They've got an English menu, or actually a different language menu. And you've got like rooms that are separated that you can make as a private room and things like that. And so yeah, we had like little, basically it's like your side dishes with your drinks. Basically, it's known for you more drinking place rather than an eating place. But where we ordered a lot of side dishes, my dad had like grilled salmon. I tried horse meat for the first time. I know some people might get offended by it, but it's something that people eat in Japan. You've got a lot of other things that they eat in Japan that you'd be surprised, but I wanted to try it. It's nothing, I would say, it wasn't something like, oh my gosh, I need to eat it again when I go to Japan kind of thing. But it wasn't something disgusting. You'd think it would be gamey and stuff, but it wasn't. They had it in a sashimi style as well, so you'd think it would be really chewy, but it was actually alright. Yeah, so that was that. And then we had some like chicken skewers. We had this fish, grilled fish, or fried fish. Oh, I forgot what its name is. Kinki, I think it's called in Japanese. and it was actually really good. It's got a very distinctive taste to it of the fish. It was really tiny though, and then I had some sirloin, roast beef, and then some rump roast beef, which was alright. And then we had this rice that was freshly made into this pot. So yeah, everything was good. We had some sort of stew with some beef tendon, and with some daikon and like soaked in the broth. So yeah, it was, you know, alright for a izakaya trip. There are so much more choices that you can have there. Everything comes out pretty quickly. But yeah, when we got back, we went and also tried this Shiroi Koibito beer that we bought from Otaru that same day. I'm not sure, to be honest with you, it was really a weird taste. It says here, inspired by the famous Shiroi Koibito sweet, and it's white chocolate blended with ale to give a sweet milky taste with harmonious refreshing citrus hops. Yeah, not my cup of tea, to be honest with you guys. It just, yeah, it wasn't the best kind of beer. I would have probably rather sticked with the Sapporo beer. So yeah, that was Japan's day 4 with my trip to Otaru and a night out with my dad to izakaya. So yeah, make sure you check out my day 1 to 3 in Japan, in Hokkaido, and we'll see you next time for another video. Bye guys!